Hudson Valley, a very similar lineup, but putting in Stitley, number 77, was not in the lineup yesterday. But keeping in some other players such as Gutierrez, Croteau, Blackwood, Steer, Freer, McDonald, Benchick. So a lot of their players, especially the key contributors yesterday's game, are still in the lineup. So both teams having a little bit of a different lineup here. Starting lines decently similar, but a big change going inside of the net. But that's going to be all the time we have for the pregame show right here on WTOP 10. Stick around for after the anthems for Puck Drop.
Now let's meet the starting lineup for Lebanon Valley.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, I don't have much time. It's almost here. Listen closely, and whatever you do, don't panic.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of times.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
And welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall, and up to the Steve Lee Press Box. I'm Kenny Gerard, providing you your play-by-play commentary for the next two games for the Oswego State Holiday Classic. Welcome on into the consolation matchup between the Newman University Knights and the Lebanon Flying Dutchmen. So, a lot of people say consolation matchups don't matter, but I think they do, especially in this one. And I'll tell you why I think that way, and I think it's because we have two teams in the MAC Conference. Again, we talked about it yesterday on the early up matchup, that all these schools besides Oswego play in the MAC. Oswego obviously playing in the SUNYAC Conference. So two rivals, two teams that have seen each other multiple times, splitting the season. One counts as a tie technically, but Lebanon Valley takes that one in overtime. Newman University beats them in the first game 4-0. So teams have met before, a little bit more on the line than you would think, but the consolation matchup for third place in the Oswego State Hockey Classic is about to begin. We're getting ready for puck drop. 60 minutes of hockey in the Deb is about to get underway. And puck drop has commenced, and Lebanon Valley has won it. And deep pass from Foot goes behind the netminder in Purdue. On the far side boards, there's a shot from Adowitz, but it won't go. Here comes Donahoe, but that one's pushed back by Lebanon Valley. Purdue will push it out for his teammate Hatzianu, and he'll be chased over with Miller. And behind the net, it's Kennedy who pushes it up off the skate of another player. Here comes Lebanon Valley with Demetrio. Demetrio takes a slap at it, and that one's saved and frozen by Lee. And like we said, two rival teams already pushing and shoving, and it's been less than 32 seconds off the clock. And Reskening in the scrum. Again, someone touched Lee, and I said it probably 100 times yesterday, that you can't touch the goalie. It's a golden rule in hockey, and, well, it's already been broken early on. So, again, it's another rivalry game. Two teams have seen each other twice already this year, playing for some conference bragging rights as well as some rivalry bragging rights between both of these squads. Lebanon Valley and Newman both coming off tough losses, a combined 6-1 loss for Lebanon Valley and 8-0 for Newman. So both teams looking for a bounce-back game in the Oswego State Hockey Classic. And the great part about a tournament, can't end in ties, so someone's got to win. And face-off won by the Knights. Hatzianu's going to pass this one over to Inlow. Back to Hatzianu, takes a rip at it, and he scores! The Newman Knights are on the board finally here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena, and it's 1-0, and they'll convert on the power play. Lebanon Valley sends a player to the sin bin here early, and Newman capitalizes quickly on the power play. One of the keys for both teams was converting on said power play or killing the penalty, and Newman will strike first. Only 2 shots, and one gets behind Lee. So the Knights go up 1-0 with less than a minute off the clock, 19:22 left to play here in the first. And center ice faceoff is won again by the Knights. That's going to get pushed all the way over to Lee. He'll set up and pass, but it's taken away by Dimmeline. Dimmeline takes a swing at it, and he scores! Newman scores again, and it's Smith who finds the back of the net this time. And the Newman University Knights strike twice. And the Knights, a team that lost 8-0 yesterday, within the first minute of this game, they go up 2-0. And we talked about the statistical differences between both of these teams, and it's beginning early on to quickly show. Lebanon Valley already in a 2-0 hole early on, and it's the worst lead in hockey, everybody says it, but Newman, quick early lead, and they'll win the faceoff. Katz will take it now for the Knights. Down in the Lebanon Valley zone, it's taken away by Gutierrez. Gutierrez is going to pass this one up to Jackson. Goes back to Gutierrez. In front of the net, back to Gutierrez. Here comes Donahoe as he's hit into his own bench. Taken away by Croucher. In the corner, Newman retains possession of the puck. Pass far, but it goes a little bit wide there of Dimmeline. And it's going to be picked back up by Gutierrez. Taken away by Dimmeline again down towards the corner. He's going to swing a big hack at that one, but it won't go anywhere. It'll stay in the corner, and Lebanon Valley will take it away. King with the puck's going to dump that towards the corner. Purdue calls for an icing. He won't get it. Mila takes it back now for the Knights. Mila does a quick 360, getting tracked quickly by Freer. But Newman will get it back, and they'll get it out of their own zone into neutral ice, and here comes Smith. Smith now down in the corner, takes a shot from Lindbergh, and in the corner it skips back out for Lebanon Valley. And Gutierrez is going to pass as one goes wide onto the stick of Ray. And Ray's going to dump it, and they're going to get a line change for Lebanon Valley. And for Newman. Lebanon Valley zone, Newman trying to retain the puck down low with Gibbons. Back to the corner as he picked up by Mila. And Mila takes a shot in the corner, and it goes up towards Lebanon Valley bench. They'll keep that one on sides. Kennedy will also take a shot in the corner, and Lebanon Valley stick touches the puck with a delayed penalty being called. And we'll get yet another stoppage of play, and what we can only presume should be a power play coming up here. Lebanon Valley heading again to the sin bin, it's going to be Hoover. Nope, not Hoover. He faked me out. It's going to be Foot heading to the sin bin for the Dutchman. So the Dutchman commit 2 penalties in the first 3 minutes. So Newman will go on the power play once again. Newman up 2-0 here early. 17:36 left to go in the first. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10, the consolation matchup of the Oswego State Holiday Hockey Classic. And face-off won by Newman, but it'll be blown dead. And we will reline up in the face-off circle. 2 minutes on the clock. Power play is set to begin once the puck drops here in the Lebanon Valley zone. And puck drops. Lebanon Valley wins the face-off. They're going to dump this one over the line, but it's kept on sides by Hatzianu. And Hatzianu takes a hit up near his bench, and that goes off the blue line, force them to reset. Back onto the stick of Dimmeline. Dimmeline passing it over. A little wide. Here's a shot, and it's saved. Good opportunity there for Newman, but a nice save there from Lee. That won't go. Stopped by Purdue in the Newman University zone. This is going to be passed all the way down to Smith, but Smith will lose it. Blackwood will pick it up for the Dutchman. Taken back by Donahoe, who puts it in the middle, and it will just get pushed all the way back. So Hatzianu will chase and meet up with his goalie as Purdue in their own zone. 16:52 left to go. Minute 15 left on the power play for the Knights. And he's going to pass that one over to Croucher. And he's going to be contested in the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass goes over to Andrews. Andrews will take it over the blue line. Andrews pass down low, sets up in the middle. Andrews gets it once again. Andrews looks for the open lane. Not finding much action. He'll take a rip at it, but it's stopped by Croteau. And that's going to be pushed out of the zone again. Lebanon Valley on the penalty kill doing a good job, not allowing yet another power play goal yet from Newman. But 41 seconds remain on the power play for the Knights. And Demetrio's going to pass this one cross ice, and it'll get pushed down towards Lebanon Valley zone. They're going to dump this one back to the neutral ice. Hoover tries to get a stick on it. He will. Lebanon Valley gets it into the neutral ice. They're going to reset with Gutierrez. Gutierrez looks for a pass down to the neutral zone, all the way down towards Newman and Purdue. Purdue watched it sail by, and Demetrio's going to try and get this one on his stick and get the puck moving here, and get the ball rolling for the team, I should say. 9 seconds left on the power play. Into the corner, and that one's pushed up but saved. Onside. Centering pass in front, there's a shot, and it won't go. And Lebanon Valley gets it out of there. They'll return to full strength and end the power play, and they will kill off the second power play of the game and kill off the penalty. So Lebanon Valley gets a penalty kill, and Newman has one conversion on the power play. But here's an opportunity for Davis. That's broken up by Izzard. Bazell in the corner looks to get it back, but here comes Newman once again. Here comes Rohr now with the puck. It's taken away again, but Katz will pick it up for the Knights. Katz gets it across the blue line, and they'll chase down to the corner with Crochin. And behind the net, picked up by Rohr. Rohr's going to pass it up to Izzard. Izzard will take a rip at it, but it goes wide. Picked up by Katz on the blue line. He'll pass it over to Crochin, but he won't get much on it there. Back to the neutral ice. Rohr will pass this one back over to Katz. Katz will pass it over to Izzard, but he gets hit. Into the corner it goes. We chased by Stitley for Lebanon Valley, one of the players we didn't see yesterday, but now on the ice. And Hoover's going to pass over to Davis. Here comes Davis, going to cross the blue line. Hoover will chase with Kennedy down to the low end, but Hatzianu picks it up, and it'll be blown dead. So we'll have another stoppage of play. 14:34 left to go here in the first. Newman, 2 points on the board, 6 shots taken. Lebanon Valley, no points on the board, 1 shot taken. Newman in early control here, spending a lot of time in the Lebanon Valley zone. Dutchmen struggling to get it out of their own zone, and, well, for the most part, it just kind of seems that Purdue can kind of sit and watch most of the matchup. But they're going to face off in the Newman zone finally, so maybe some action coming for Purdue in the Newman Knight defense. And Mazzell heads to the sin bin, didn't even see that one. So Lebanon Valley goes on the power play, and here comes the Dutchman now. Steer with the puck. Going to dish this one around. Centering pass. Back over to Croteau, who's going to pass it cross ice. Looking for an open lane. He's going to pass it down low. Centering pass, nobody's home, and it goes out of the zone. Well, the pass goes wide. Steer will chase it now for the Dutchman. Lee comes out of net. She's going to hand it over to Steer. Slow things down. Minute 36 remains on the power play for the Dutchman. Pass back over to Dustin. Dustin will take it down himself to the red circle. He'll take a rip behind the net. Nobody's there for the pass. It'll go around over to Benchik. Benchik now with the puck. Benchik pass over to Dustin. Dustin over to Steer. Steer back to Dustin, who loads up for a shot, doesn't take it. He'll take a quick one, and it won't go. Steer gets it back up top, gonna go back over to Croto. Here's a rip from Davis, and it goes! Dustin scores for the Dutchman, and they'll climb out of the hole quickly here. It's now 2-1. Newman University with the lead, but Lebanon Valley gets one in the back of the net. So they'll capitalize on the power play with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in it. Second shot of the game, and that one gets behind the net. So 13:42 now remaining in the game in the first period, and Lebanon Valley makes it a 1-2 game after converting on the power play. And we said earlier, both these teams really need to capitalize or kill off the penalties. Extremely important on both ends if they want to win this one here. Face off center ice. Won by the Knights. Mila now with the puck. Mila's pass cross ice, picked up on sides. In the corner, the Knights try to get it back. Back all the way up over to Foot, who's going to take it back for Lebanon Valley. Pass down low, is going to dump this one away. It's Helmer. Chased up in the corner. Someone will try to get their stick on it. It's going to be Demetrio. Pass goes wide, so Gutierrez is going to chase for the Dutchman. And Gutierrez picks it up for Lebanon Valley. Pass over to Bright. And Bright's going to dump this one down low. Picked up by Kennedy. And Kennedy's going to pass one over to Dimmeline. Dimmeline will take it down for the Knights. Pass over towards Bright. Picked it up, and here's an opportunity. He'll shoot, and it's saved. Good opportunity there for Donahoe. That won't go. And Lebanon Valley gets it out of their zone. Good chance for Donahoe and the Newman University Knights, who won't go. We'll get an icing, another stoppage of play. So each team seeing a fair amount of opportunities, but Newman seems to be winning the battle in opportunities. 8 shots for the Knights, 2 for Lebanon Valley, but one of the 2 finds the back of the net for Lebanon Valley. Newman, 2 find the back of the net on their 8 shots. So Newman so far winning in the stats. Lebanon Valley will not let this one go easily. Face-off, Lebanon Valley zone, and the Knights win the face-off. Here's a rip from them, but it's blocked. Kennedy will pick it back up in the neutral zone for Newman. It'll put it back in the zone, going to be chased by Croucher. Croucher picks up in the corner, he's going to push it around the boards over to Hatzianu. Hatzianu passes it back over to Croucher. Croucher goes under his stick. Picked up by Benchik. Benchik cross-ice pass. Here comes the Dutchman now. One-on-one opportunity in front of the net, but he'll lose it. Defense pokes it away. In front again, here's a pass, and it won't score. Swings and misses. It's Benchik who had a good opportunity there, but it won't get in. That pass is blocked. Picked up by Hatzianu for the Knights. They're going to get this one back and try to get out of their zone. Couple good chances there for Lebanon Valley, but none of them get into the back of the net. So Kennedy's chased with Davis. Centering pass, but he loses an edge. Benchik just slips on that one, and so does Freer. Picked up by the Knights. Here comes Smith. Smith makes a move, gets around a defender. That's picked up again by the Dutchman. Pass over to Hoover in neutral ice. He'll take it across the blue line. Hoover takes a rip, but it's blocked. Davis tries to get it back in the corner for the Dutchman. In the corner, Hoover fights for it. The battle's won by Newman and Gibbons. Gibbons passes up to Smith. Smith in neutral ice is going to dump this one away, and they're going to go get a quick line change for the Knights. Big hit up against the boards in the corner in the Lebanon Valley zone. 11:22 remains here in the first. 2-on-2 corner battle. 2 players waiting outside for it. It skips out. Lebanon Valley takes it away. Race down the ice. Foot going for it. It's taken away by Hazard and up and out of the area of play. So score remains 2-1. Newman over Lebanon Valley. 8 shots still. Lebanon Valley only tallied up for 2 on net so far. 11:09 left to go here in the first. Both teams playing hard so far. Early on, it's been a good contested matchup. We've seen a few penalties. We've seen a power play conversion on each end. The teams converting on the power play could be the name of the game. Staying out of the sin bin might be an important thing in this one. We'll see. There's a rip in front of the net, but it won't go. Steer will chase in the corner with Gibbons. Steer guarded by Gibbons. Goes over to Miller. Miller guarded by Hazard. Pass in front, but that goes wide. Picked up by the Knights. And Gibbons is going to chase one to neutral ice, but he's met with Blackwood. Picked up by Contier. Back over to Hoover. Hoover takes a swing and a miss at that one. Centering pass. No one's there. And that was taken away by Newman and Andrews, and this one will be blown dead. Penalty on the way. And it looks like it's going to go against Mazzell for the Newman Knights. And he'll take a trip into the sin bin. And 10:40 left in the first period. Lebanon Valley gets a chance again, takes a stab at another power play. So their second power play of the game. Now Lebanon Valley converting on the first one. Newman unable to kill off the penalty. So he'll head to the penalty box. 2 minutes to go on the clock for the power play. 10:40 will remain in the first. Face-off in the Newman University zone. Lebanon Valley wins the face-off. Freer gets it. Pokes it towards the net. Hatzianu takes it and pushes it across. And it gets lost by Gutierrez. Over near the Newman bench is picked up by Blackwood, who's going to push it up to Freer. Freer fighting for it with Hatzianu. Miller's picking it up, but it's taken away and pushed into Lebanon Valley zone. So dumped away, wasting time on the clock. Gutierrez will pick it up for Lebanon Valley. Minute and 36 remain on the power play for the Dutchman. Here's a rip towards net. He was waiting for it, so it won't get behind Purdue. McDonald in the corner now with Kennedy. This one picked up by Freer. Freer pass to Gutierrez. Back over to Blackwood. Blackwood skips off his stick. Can't get a handle on that one. Back over to Blackwood. Blackwood pass down low. Goes back up to Blackwood. Blackwood up against the wall with Patterson. Kennedy breaks it up there, and that one's dumped away. But Patterson dumps it out of the zone. Minute and 4 seconds will remain on the power play. Good penalty kill from the Knights early on. Here comes Gutierrez now for the Dutchman. Hoover has it. And Hoover's guarded tightly by the Knights. Croteau loses an edge, tries to get it back. Pass to Hoover. Shot goes wide, it won't go. And we'll get another stoppage here. Ref pointing at Gutierrez and a delayed penalty on the way. And we might have some 5-on-3 coming up as Gutierrez gets called for roughing and he'll head to the penalty box. So, now it's 4-on-4 hockey for the next 47 seconds. Then it'll be joined again when Newman returns to full strength. They'll now go on the power play. So a lot of penalties here early on in this one. 9:27 still left in the first. That was some good old classic 4-on-4 hockey. We saw it a couple of times yesterday. But always fun to watch. So Mazel, Gutierrez sit across from each other in each penalty box. Has 4 players sit on the ice for each team. Croteau comes on for the Dutchman. So calls made by the refs. 5 still on the ice. I'm not sure what the call was there. Never mind. We still have power play for the Dutchman. Still the player in the penalty box. Well, steer. 5-on-4 advantage for the Dutchman. Takes a rip towards net. In front, it's saved by Purdue. Pass. Croteau takes a rip but won't go. And Demetrio loses it. Hoover picks it up. Hoover over to Croteau. Croteau pass to Hoover, broken up by Hatzianu. And Hatzianu dumps it out of the zone. So 18 seconds will remain on the power play for the Dutchman. Hoover in the neutral ice has control for the Dutchman near his own bench. And Gutierrez gets called for cross-checking as we hear it over the PA. Mazel stands up, gets ready to jump out of the box. And the Knights will return to full strength. So we're back to 5-on-5. And Lebanon Valley sets up on O. And that one's poked away, and it'll be an offsides with too many players over the blue line. So 8:31 will remain in the first. Lebanon Valley won with 6 shots. Newman 2 with 8 shots. So Lebanon Valley gets the power play and evens up the shot total. And now yet another Knight is heading to the sin bin. It's Hatzianu who heads to the penalty box now. And before I make any calls, there it is. I will say it now. 2 minutes goes on the clock for the power play. So Lebanon Valley, after being on the power play, goes right back on the power play. 5-on-4 advantage, 1-man advantage for the Dutchman. Hatzianu takes a seat in the penalty box. So here we go. Dutchmen go on the power play, face off in the Knights zone. Consolation game of the Oswego State Hockey Classic. And Lebanon Valley takes a rip in front, off the chest of Purdue. And Freer picks it back up for the Dutchman on sides. Passes over to Dustin. Dustin makes a move, takes a rip in front, and that's saved. Blackwood loses that one. Shorthanded, here come the Knights with Gibbons. Gibbons down the center, takes a rip at its block. Too much traffic in front. Gibbons keeps it, gets hit up against the boards by Dustin. 3 Dutchmen to 1 Knight. And Lebanon Valley comes away with it. Katz will take a rip, though, and it goes wide. And Demetrio picks it up for the Knights. Bring it back to their zone with control of the puck. Shorthanded, it's Katz who takes a rip. Dumps it off the leg of Mazel. Mazel dumps it into Lebanon Valley's zone. Demetrio chases behind. Blackwood will pick it up for the Dutchman. Minute and 10 seconds remain on the power play for the Dutchman. Not much time spent in their power play in their own zone, so we'll see what happens here with Blackwood. And Blackwood's pass goes wide of Freer. Kennedy picks it up for the Knights. He'll pass over to Mazel. And Mazzell will take it into neutral ice, and he'll dump that one into Lebanon Valley zone. Newman gets a line change. Lebanon Valley sets up on the power play. Here comes Hoover. That one's poked away by Snyder, and Newman's going to dump it away again. Great penalty kill from the Knights here early on as Hoover picks it up for the Dutchman. Hoover's pass over to Benchik, and that goes off to the corner, picked up by Kennedy. And that one's dumped but kept on sides by Helmer. Blackwood back to Helmer. Helmer will take a pass behind the net. In front, centering pass, nobody's home. Helmer picks it back up for the Dutchman. 20 seconds remain on the power play. Steer takes it back for Lebanon Valley, pass down low. Centering pass, Hoover takes a rip in front. Won't go, it's saved by Purdue. In front again, and it's still wide, but no one gets it in there. Benchik back up top to Blackwood. He'll lose the pass, and Lebanon Valley forced to reset. And Newman returns to full strength. They'll kill off the penalty. And Lebanon Valley won't score on it. There's a shot into the chest of Purdue. It'll save it. So Newman University kills off back-to-back power plays for the Dutchmen. Dutchmen don't convert on either of them. So score still remains 1 to Lebanon Valley, 2 for Newman. Lebanon Valley now up to 10 total shots. Newman with 8. Lebanon Valley now ahead on the shot total compared to Newman, but they just had back-to-back power plays, so that's to be expected. And face-off won by the Knights. It'll be pushed off the glass by Mila, picked up by Smith. Smith and Croucher down low, guarded by Foot. And Foot wins the better of both of them. They'll go in the corner for a corner battle. And Newman comes away with it. In Lebanon Valley zone, will take a rip in front, and that's saved. Good shot from Smith, but it won't get by Lee. Lee will pick up another save. So 6:07 remains now on the clock here in the first period. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10, the Oswego State Holiday Hockey Classic Edition, presented by Clarion and Best Western Plus. Just figured that out by reading the board, guys. Very impressive. Should put that on our graphics. Well, we get ready for a Lebanon Valley zone face-off between the Dutchmen and the Knights. Stitley in for the Knights, and it gets won by Lebanon. And they'll be back in the Newman zone, in the Lebanon Valley zone. Newman picks it back up. Pass, cross ice to Mila. Mila takes a rip at it. In front of the net, swings and misses. Good opportunity for the rebound goal, but it won't go. And gets picked back up by Newman, and Mila keeps it on side. Mila's pass down low to Dimmeline. And Dimmeline will lose it, hit up against the boards. Picked back up by Stitley. King fighting down low for it, and Newman in the corner. Gets lit up. Pass in front. Won't go. King gets it away from the goalie. Picked up again by the Knights. Around the back, Dimmeline takes a rip in front, but it won't go. In the corner, Dimmeline has it for Newman. Pass over to Croucher. Centering pass. Here's a rip. Won't go. Good pass over to Andrews. Mila picks it up for the Knights. And Lebanon Valley finally gets it out of their own zone. Ray will pick it up for the Knights. Newman pass it over to Mazzell. Mazzell in his own zone, dancing around, being defended closely by Freer. And Newman will set up. Mila's going to cross-ice pass this one. All the way down past Mazzell. And all the way behind Lee, it'll call for the icing, and he will get it. So now we're even. 10-10 shots on the board, 10 for each squad. But Newman still with the 1-goal advantage. 4:43 remains on the clock here in the first period. So consolation matchup between two MAC schools. Again, won't count towards their conference record. But interconference matchups are always some bragging rights. Can't go wrong with a nice win against a conference rival. Whether it's your own tournament or someone else's, a win's a win for either of these squads here after two pretty bad losses on each end. And Blackwood takes a rip in front of the net, but it's blocked by traffic. Picked back up by Lebanon Valley. In the corner, it's Hoover. Pass goes over Blackwood's stick. He'll chase it, being followed closely by Mazzell. Blackwood gets it. Blackwood, Mazzell to the Newman bench. Mazzell wins the battle. It'll dump into the corner. Mazzell will head to the bench, and Newman will get a line change. And over to stick on Miller, it goes over to Katz. Katz going to pass this over to Inlow. And Inlow dumps it down towards Crouchin. 2-on-2 corner battle. Someone to come away with it. Hoover looks to get his stick on it first, but he's just battling around with Inlow. Here's a pass over, but no one's there for it. Blocked by the defense. Into the corner. Cotron tries to pick it up for the Knights. But Lebanon Valley gets the better of it, and he'll take it away with Dustin. Dustin's going to dump this all the way down to Purdue. Right to him. He won't freeze it. He'll give it over to Azard. Lebanon Valley makes a line change, and that puck is dumped. Gutierrez picks it up for the Dutchman. Back over to McDonald. McDonald's pass is blocked by Crochan. And McDonald loses the puck again. Kennedy will swing and miss on that one, and here comes McDonald now. One-on-one opportunity. He'll take a rip at it as he's hit hard up into the boards, and it won't go. Good defensive play there from Dimmeline. There's a rip from Croto, but that won't go either. Lebanon Valley keeps it on side with Stitley. And Newman will lose that one in their own zone. They finally pick it back up. Here comes Hatzianu. Pass blocked by the defense. Lebanon Valley's going to dump this one away all the way over towards King. King will chase it into Lebanon Valley's corner. 2:48 remains here in the first. Lebanon Valley have it in their own zone. They're going to get it to neutral ice. And Smith takes a big hit. And Snyder will take a rip, and that won't go. Saved by Lee. Centering pass, but there's only a Dutchman there, and we're going to get a delayed penalty. And it appears it's going to be Contier heading to the bench for a heading to the penalty box for a cross check of some sort. It could be a cross check, could be roughing. That hit in the middle of the ice could have been an interference. Didn't seem like the puck was close to him. So they'll head to the penalty box for the next 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 34 seconds remain in the first. Lebanon Valley will be shorthanded now for the next two. Newman goes on the power play. Face-off in the Dutchman zone. Taking the face-off for Newman, it's Demetrio. Demetrio wins the face-off, picks up the puck himself, but that goes off into neutral ice, so they'll be forced to reset. Croucher has it now for the Knights. Pass. They're going to dump this into their zone, going to be chased by Inlow. And Blackwood picks up for Lebanon Valley. He's going to dump it, but it's kept on sides by Croucher. Croucher pass over to Demetrio. Demetrio looks for a lane. He's going to pass it down low. It's broken up by Lebanon Valley and Blackwood. And Blackwood dumps that one away. It'll be chased by Ray. Minute and 25 will remain on the power play. Less than 2 minutes left in the first. Newman now takes it out of their own zone in a neutral ice. It's Ray. It's across second blue line. Ray looks for a pass. It'll be over to Smith. Smith pass over to Donahoe. Donahoe takes the rip. It goes wide. And to neutral ice it goes. Donahoe will pick it up himself over to Hatzianu. Hatzianu back to Donahoe in neutral ice. Less than 1 minute remains now in the power play. Smith pass. Here's a centering pass and a shot, but it won't go. Just kind of swings and misses on that one was Patterson, who had the good opportunity for the Knights, but it doesn't get in. So a minute and 22 remains in the first. 46 seconds left on the power play for the Newman University Knights. Newman gets across the blue line with Hatzianu. Hatzianu takes the rip, but it's saved by Lee. Right into his chest as Hatzianu gets hit late by Blackwood. It'll look like he meant it, but he'll pick him back up. So 37 seconds remain on the Newman power play. 1 minute and 11 seconds. 3-1s on the clock left in the first. Newman 12 shots. Lebanon Valley 12 shots. Newman leads 2-1. Pretty even matchup. Newman with the 1 goal advantage going towards the end of the first. Looks like Lebanon Valley could get a nice momentum shift with a goal here. But Lebanon loses that face-off. So Hatzianu pass, shot, goes wide, no good from Donahoe. Hatzianu has it neutral ice up against the Lebanon Valley bench. Steer fights with Hatzianu, skips out to Patterson. Patterson centered pass, but no one's there. It's taken out of the zone by Croto. 19 seconds remain on the power play. Donahoe has it behind his own net. He's going to give this one up to Patterson. Patterson will take it down. It's Katz now who dumps it down low. Picked up by Blackwood in the corner, and that's dumped out of the zone. Forces Zard to chase. Croucher makes a move. He gets hit. Over to Katz. Katz spins, pass, shot. It goes wide, no good. Taken out of the zone by Contour. Chased by Newman. And Mazzell pick it up. Only 15 seconds remain as Lebanon Valley returns to full strength, so they'll kill off yet another power play and kill off that penalty. So Katz has it for Newman. 7 seconds remain in the first. That's dumped. They'll call for an icing. They won't get it, and now they will. So 3.8 seconds remain on the clock in the first. Lebanon Valley at a 1-goal deficit. Newman up 2-1. Newman, a team that lost 8-0 yesterday, did not score a point. Gets 2 on the board here in the first minute, may I add. Lebanon Valley, well, they scored 1 yesterday. They got 1 so far. So Newman University zone. There'll be a face-off. 3.8 seconds left. Lebanon Valley hoping for a quick goal. They'll lose the face-off. Newman gets it in their own zone, and this will probably just kill off the period, and it will. Cats will just freeze it over in the corner. A little bit of chirping and pushing and shoving after the end of the first, but nevertheless, the first period has come and gone. Teams chirping a little bit here. As we said, two MAC conference teams. Always rivalry there as they'll chirp to each other, head to each other's bench. But 2 periods will remain of hockey. Newman up 2-1 over Lebanon Valley Dutchman. Early on, it's been a well-contested game. Even on the shot totals, it's 12-12 for each team, but Newman again getting 1 extra goal. Both teams converting on the power play. Both teams killing off penalties. So there's been quite a few players that have headed over the illustrious sin bin during this game. DeFazio, you see him who played yesterday also heading over to the bench now. So a pretty even matchup. 2 teams that you would expect to play competitively. Newman on paper the better team of the 2. Lebanon Valley playing hard though. Again, in the MAC conference you expect this from either team. I took my jacket off. I was getting hot in here. It's getting a competitive game here. But that's going to be all the time that we have now for the first period. When we come back after the intermission, there'll be time for some second period action. Recap one more time. Newman 2 points, 12 shots. Lebanon Valley 1 point on 12 shots. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego, the Oswego State Hockey Classic right here on WTOP 10. Stick around after the breaks.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, Thanks for watching WTLP.
And welcome back to the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. Welcome back up to the Steve Levy press box. Now, folks, there's one thing that was extremely noticeable in that first period. Besides 3 goals being scored, it's physicality. Now, on the ice, there are no friendships. It's all rivalry. Again, 2 MAC conference teams going at it, and we saw it all period long. There was plenty of bumping and bruising. Take a look at some of the replays here of all the physicality between both of these teams, chirping at each other after the period, in between plays. Neither of these teams clearly like each other. There are no friends on this ice right now. Newman has the advantage 2-1. Lebanon Valley looks to come back. Lebanon Valley looking to tally their first win of the season that was not in a shootout over the Newman Knights. While Newman looks to keep that record perfect and not take up a loss to Lebanon Valley. But the buzzer has buzzed. We'll take you down to the ice over here now as we get ready for puck drop for period number 2. And Lebanon Valley will win the opening faceoff of the second period. 20 minutes on the clock. That was dumped by Lebanon Valley. Purdue picks it up for the Knights. Here's a ripper over to Purdue, but it won't go. Good shot there from Foot. And it's chased by Lindbergh. Picked up by Hoover into the glove. It's a strike down the middle towards Lee. So Lee picks up that one, 19:35, 25 ticks off of the clock here in the early goings. Newman again up 2-1 over to Lebanon Valley Dutchman. We've talked about these 2 teams' previous matchups. Lebanon Valley statistically the better squad, but lots of chirping between both of these squads. And some bragging rights probably on the line within the MAC conference here. So face-off in the Dutchman zone. Won by the Dutchman. So Steer picks it up for Lebanon Valley. In the corner, Croteau dishes it up. Goes past McDonald, so Hatziano and McDonald race for it. But Purdue will pass over to Hatziano, almost taken away by McDonald. Hatziano off the boards, pass taken away by Lebanon Valley. Steer with it now, pass over to McDonald. McDonald gets lit up by Kennedy, big hit from the Knights. And Croucher gets it back for the Knights. Croucher dumps it into the end, but it's taken away by Lebanon Valley. Here comes Contier. Contier makes a move, takes a shot, and it's saved by Purdue. Nice move there to get around the defender. Contier tries to get it back, but it's taken away by Dimmeline. Dimmeline rushes down the ice, goes across the blue line, has Croucher to his right. Tries to go between the legs of Gutierrez, but he'll stop that one. It's taken away by King. King pass cross ice. And that one's going to be dumped all out and away by Lebanon Valley. Chase down in the far side corner is Katz. And it's picked back up again by Andrews. Andrews takes it behind the net. Andrews looks for a pass. It goes off the glass up in the air towards Lebanon Valley bench, but it's picked up by Newman and Gibbons. Gibbons takes it now down low. Pass to the center, but no one will get a swing on that one. They'll take a hit up against the boards. Andrews takes it back for the Knights. Passes it behind his back to Mazzell, but that'll be frozen in front of the net by Lee. That one just kind of skipping in front of him. He'll just freeze it up and stop play. So 18-13 remains on the clock here in the second. 13 shots on each side, so each squad taking 1 shot at net. Lee and Purdue each taking 1 and getting 1 more save on their tally. Good night for both netminders, may I add. Both players only allowing, well, 2 goals for Newman, 1 for Lebanon Valley. So both goaltenders having a good night. 1 goal on a power play from each squad. And Foot takes the face-off win for Lebanon Valley, but it's taken away by Newman. In the corner, it's Lindbergh. Lebanon Valley gets it back. Newman takes a rip at it. Won't go. Taken away again by Lindbergh. Lindbergh in his own zone is going to pass over to Foot, who pushes it up towards, it's taken away by Ray and Newman, but they'll get it back over to Davis. And Freer passes, but he goes offside. Davis was across the blue line. So we'll get a reset. So 17-48 remains now on the clock. Consolation matchup of the Oswego State Hockey Classic. Every winter break here at SUNY Oswego, Oswego State hosts a holiday tournament this year, taking place in the year of 2025, right after New Year's on January 3rd and 4th. Mentioning the 4th, me and my girlfriend's 6-year anniversary, so shout out to Morgan. Love you very much. Thank you very much for all you do for me. So shout out to her during this game. All right, now, so Newman will win the faceoff. Picked up by Ray. Into the corner it goes. Under the stick at Dimmeline. He'll take it back for Newman. Pass up to Ray. Ray takes a rip at it. It goes wide off a defender. Picked up by Mila. Mila in the corner is going to pass this one back over to Dimmeline. He'll take a rip at it. It goes wide. Donahoe not going to get that one. Picked up again by Patterson. Patterson loses that one. Taken back by Demetrio. Up to Ray. Ray pass down low towards Demetrio is no good. Ray will keep it on size zone. Chased by Demetrio. Demetrio, pass. Donahoe, rip, and it's saved. It'll freeze it just in front of the net. Almost lost his eye on the puck there. And we'll get another reset and a face-off in Lebanon Valley zone. So Newman turning up the heat here. Still chirping at each other a little bit, some of the players, as they exchange off the bench. Giving each other some words. I'm not sure what they're saying. I probably can't say it on TV anyway, so hopefully no one else hears it. So 17-14 remains here in the first. No penalties yet, different from the last period. There's a lot of penalties called. Some may argue some good, some bad. But both teams getting a fair amount of penalties and some opportunities on the power play. But both teams doing a great job on the penalty kill and also converting on the power play. Pretty evenly matched up so far when it comes to the penalty side of things. And Dimline wins the face-off for Newman. Miller pushed it away. Picked up by the Knights. Smith with it now. Pass over to Hatziano's taken away by Dustin. Dustin passes up to Hoover. Hoover goes down, but he's taken it away by Kennedy. Kennedy will slide into the board, and Hoover goes down as well. Big hit up against the boards. Hatziano passes it up to Croucher. Croucher takes it across the blue. Croucher pass over to Dimline. Here's a rip from Hatziano in front of the net, but it won't go. It's saved by Lee. Up to Kennedy. He's going to pass this one across the Dimline, and it goes out of the zone, so Dimline and the Knights will reset. Dimline being guarded by Miller in his own zone. Pass up to Hatziano. Hatziano pass goes wide of Croucher. Picked back up by Stitley. Pass it up to Hoover. Hoover's going to cross pass, but it goes up to a Knight, so they'll take it back away with Katz. Katz will dump it down towards Lee. Bounces off the board. And Gutierrez tries to pick it back up, but he's guarded tightly. Katz tries to get it back. Goes over to Mazzell. And Mazzell's going to get it back down, but Stitley will pick it up for the Dutchman. Gutierrez goes back to Stitley in their own zone. Picked up by Benchik. Stitley has in the corner. He's going to pass it on his back over to Gutierrez, but it looks like Hoover will pick it up. Hoover and Mazzell have it up against the wall. Picked up by Benchik. And Benchik will take it across the second blue line. An opportunity, 2-on-2. In front pass, and the shot won't go. Penalty on the way. Delayed penalty against the Knights. Going to be on Andrews, who will take a trip now to the penalty box. And you say penalty with these two teams, and you'll see one. So, Andrews heads to the sin bin. We'll get a replay of him heading into the sin bin. And he'll sit down. So, 2 minutes go on the clock. Lebanon Valley will get the first power play of the second period. Faced off in the Newman zone. Newman will be shorthanded a man for the next 2 minutes as Andrews takes a seat in the timeout corner, whatever you want to call it. And face off won by the Knights in their own zone. Kennedy up against the boards. Up to Blackwood. Blackwood gives it back over to Rohr. Rohr puts it down in the corner. Kennedy being chased closely. It'll take a tumble in the corner. And Hatziano picks it up for Newman, and he'll dump that out of the zone. Being chased by Gutierrez. So a couple of changes happen for Newman. They'll get a new line out there. Picked up by Freer, and this one will be blown dead off sides. So 15-17 remain here in the second. 1 minute and 31 seconds remain on the power play for the Dutchman. The Knights again shorthanded for the next minute, 31. Again, a fair exchange of penalties between both squads. Each team converted on the power play at least once. Multiple penalty kills between each squad. So we're going to face off in the Lebanon Valley zone. Trying to convert yet again on the power play. Their one and only goal is on the power play. Newman picks up 2 in the first minute. Picks up 1 on a power play and 1 not. Gibbons and Croto skate into the face-off circle. Refs talking behind Lee, figuring something out. Each team waits patiently. Azard, Katz, Gibbons, and Patterson on the ice for the Knights. Chatting it up. And it looks like we're going to get a face-off out of that zone now. So we're going to move where the face-off happens. They're going to go talk to each bench and let them know the change in call. So it'll be a neutralized face-off on the blue line near the Newman zone. Croto and Gibbons to take the face-off for each squad. Croto wins it. Steer picks it up for Lebanon Valley. Dustin's going to dump that one over towards Purdue. Jumps up, tries to catch it, won't get a hand on it. Hoover's it up against the board. Steer picks it back up. Back over to Hoover in the corner. Hoover trying to find a pass, goes over to Steer. Back up to Dustin. Dustin back to Steer. Steer pass down low. Around the boards, over to Croto. Croto back up to Dustin. Dustin pass to Steer. Steer pass center, but no one's there. Hoover won't get a stick on it. And Benchik takes a rip at it. It won't go. Steer picks it back up over to Kroto again. Kroto will give it over to Steer. Back to Kroto. Kroto pass down low over to Benchik. Benchik back to Kroto. Back over to Steer, takes a slap and it's blocked. Too much traffic in front. That one's blocked by Patterson. Good defensive play. 42 seconds remain on the power play. 14-27 in the second. Lebanon Valley gets it going on the power play. 34 seconds remain. Hoover's hit up against the boards by Kennedy. Over to Benchik. Benchik guarded closely by Mazel, trying to keep possession. Hoover joins the battle, as long as Hatzianu as well. And Hatzianu comes away with it for Newman. So shorthanded, they'll take the puck in their own zone and try to kill off more of this penalty. And here they go, shorthanded. 10 seconds remain on the power play till they return to full strength. And they'll dump this one away and get a line change. 5 seconds remain. So Newman will kill off the power play as they return to full strength. Andrews comes back on the ice, and Lebanon Valley will not convert on the power play. Kennedy down low, bounces off a foot. And big swing and a miss from Stitley. And here comes the Knights. Centering pass, shot, and it's no good. Saved by Lee. Good opportunity there for Andrews. And Ray will take a rip at it too. It goes right in the chest of Lee, and Andrews in front, chirping with Lindbergh. Oh, Lindbergh and Andrews get into a scuffle again. We talked about physicality a lot this game, and it's apparent still in the second period that these teams just straight up don't like each other. Good old-fashioned rivalry hockey, and you love to see it in the Hockey Classic, of course. Consolation matchup in Lebanon Valley zone. Face-off is won by the Dutchman. So Bright picks it up over to Benchik, and it goes under the stick of Davis, and he'll chase with Snyder. Snyder picks it up for Newman. Behind the back, will give it over towards Snyder. That one's picked up by Gutierrez into Newman's zone. Davis tries to get the puck back on the forecheck. And 2-on-2 corner battle. Lebanon Valley comes away with it. And there's a shot, and it goes wide. In front of the net, there was an opportunity, but it doesn't go in for Freer. And that's passed down by Gutierrez. And now here comes Croucher for the Newman. And he'll lose an edge. Take a pass and a rip. And that's saved in front. Good opportunity for the Knights. But Bright will pick it back up for Lebanon Valley. Here comes Freer now, 1-on-2. Packs over to Benchik. He takes a rip, and it's saved. And Davis and Patterson get into a scuffle in front of Purdue. But like I said, scuffle a lot this game. They don't like each other. We said this a lot. They just don't plain out like each other. Two rival teams. Meeting up for the consolation game here at the Oswego State Hockey Classic. Game for third place in the tournament. Face-off Newman zone. Won by the Knights. Zard picks it up. He'll lose an edge against the boards. Into neutral ice it goes. Miller picks it up, and Blackwood puts it over to Hoover. Hoover has a chance, 1-on-1, and he gets a shot, and it's saved by Purdue at the 1-on-none opportunity. And he just doesn't get enough of a handle on it. Puck was too far in front of him, didn't really get a chance to make much of a move there, so an easy save for Purdue. And Lebanon Valley won't tie it up on that play. We'll get a replay of it here. 12:09 to remain in the first. And puck just too far in front. Doesn't get enough time to get a handle on it, can't really make a move. So Purdue just gets an eye on the puck, and they'll make an easy save. Face off again in Newman's zone. Won by the Dutchman. Blackwood has it now. Pass. Takes a rip in front of Purdue. Hoover gets a rip at it, and it's saved. Lebanon Valley turning up the heat here with 12:02 left in the second. Couple of good opportunities and a few nice saves from Purdue. Newman keeps their 2-1 lead. So we'll get another face-off in the Newman zone. Hoover skates in for Lebanon Valley. Face-off won by the Knights. There's a rip from Lebanon Valley, but it goes wide of the net, so it won't go. Picked up again by Blackwood, who'll lose an edge against the boards. And Hatziano takes it back over to Kennedy. Kennedy in the corner. Newman sets up on O. Hatziano takes it now. Hatzianu passes up to Patterson. Patterson loses the puck, and he's going to dump that one towards Lee. So Donahoe will chase down towards Blackwood. He'll play on the back check now. Blackwood pass over to Steer, and he'll dump this one away. Ray will pick it up for Newman. He won't get it, and he'll get it over to Mila. Mila's hit up against the boards. McDonald chasing on defense. Over to Andrews. Andrews gets it across the blue line, off of the face of Lindbergh. Lindbergh has it in the corner. Mazzell takes it back. In front of the net, there was a chance, but nobody was there for it. Andrews up to Mila. Mila back to Andrews. Andrews takes a shot, but it's off the leg of a Dutchman. So Croto chases with Mila into the Newman zone. Mila wins the foot race. Ray has it now for the Knights. Ray's going to pass this one up and into the crowd, and someone gets a New Year's present here in the Deb. So 10:48 left to go here in the second. Newman 2, Lebanon Valley 1. 20 shots for the Knights, 17 for the Dutchman. There's a nice shot of the fan who gets to take a puck home. Few souvenirs given out over this tournament. Not intentionally, but souvenir's a souvenir. Neutralized face-off won by the Dutchman. And they're going to dump this one all the way towards Purdue. Gets close to the net, but it goes wide. This one's picked up by Katz. Katz going to pass this one up to Inlow. And Inlow loses that one. It goes down towards Lindbergh. Around the ice they go. Big hit up against the boards. Picked up by Rohr. And Cochran trying to get a handle on it. He won't. Taken up by Foot. They'll keep it on sides with Katz. Azard now has it. And Azard just pushed this one around the boards looking for a man. And it'll go off sides for Newman. And a foot race between a Dutchman and two Knights. That's picked up by Azard. Azard will pass it back to Katz with Helmer waiting for it as well. Helmer will lose an edge. And they're in the corner. Someone looking for it. The puck is out, but they're still fighting. And that one's going to be eventually picked up by Cochran. And Gutierrez takes it now for the Dutchman off the stick of Rohr. And here's the opportunity now for Croucher. 1-on-none. He'll take a rip at it. It's saved by Lee. Good opportunity there for Lebanon Valley, or for the Newman Knights to extend their lead, and they don't. So it remains 2-1. Another shot on the board for Newman, so 21 for them. Lebanon Valley still with 17 shots on net. Good matchup between both goalies. Again, this game could have went two ways, either very high scoring or a low scoring goalie battle, and it appears that it'll be a low scoring goalie battle. A lot of action early on, and it's been a quiet second period here in the Deb. And Lebanon Valley will take the face-off, and they'll win it. Croucher has it, and it's going to get knocked over towards Lee, but he'll push this one away. Steer's going to pass it up to Benchik. Benchik goes back to Blackwood. Blackwood down to Davis. Davis one-on-one loses the puck to Kennedy. Freer picks it back up. He'll take a rip in front of the net, but Purdue saves that one. Here comes Newman now with an opportunity. Smith pass over to Croucher. Croucher takes a rip, but it's too much traffic in front. Freer is going to pass one cross ice over to Stitley. Stitley's going to dump this one towards Purdue. Hatzianu and Blackwood in the corner for it. Kennedy comes away with it for Newman. Kennedy's going to pass this one up to Smith. Smith pass to the left. Smith in front, but the pass goes wide. Centering pass, but no one's going to get a stick on that one with Patterson. Here comes Foot now, one-on-one with Snyder. And there's a rip in front, saved by Purdue. Pass over to Hoover, who loses it. Newman gets it back. Here comes Demetrio now. Demetrio makes a move, pass in the middle. Here's a rip at it, but it's saved by Lee. And a good shot from Snyder, who had the open opportunity there. But another puck heads up into the fan stand. So 8:26 remains now in the second. Newman with a 2-1 advantage. Quiet second period compared to the first. Not as many penalties or shots being taken. Slower on both ends. Nobody really needing to panic quite yet on getting any goals in the back of the net. But Newman wins the faceoff with a 2-1 lead. And Lebanon Valley looks to get it back in their own zone. They will with Hoover. And he'll skate around a defender. Mila gets it back for the Knights. And Steer will pick it back up for Lebanon Valley. Nobody there to help him out. Steer's going to pass one towards Miller, but it's taken away by the Knights. And Steer will take it back. Lebanon Valley sets up offensively. He'll pass this one all the way up to Miller, who takes a big hit up against the boards from Mazard. So the Knights will get it back now, and they'll set up on offense. Katz with the puck. He's going to dump this one into the Lebanon Valley zone. Being chased by Gibbons. And Mazzell can't get a stick on it either, so Hoover will take it back for the Dutchman. Here comes Dustin now with a chance and a shot, and it won't go. And Dustin gets his own rebound. He's going to pass it to Lindbergh. Calling for a pass. He'll take a rip, and it goes wide for Foot. Lindbergh gets the rebound. Down low, looking for an open man. It's McDonald. Up to Lindbergh. Lindbergh centering pass. Nobody's there. Too much traffic in front. Back over to McDonald. McDonald loses it to the defense, so it's picked up by Gibbons. Here comes Gibbon and the Knights. Over to Mazzell. Mazzell too far in front. Croteau tries to take it away. Croteau takes a tumble from Mazzell. Over to McDonald for Lebanon Valley in their own zone. Croteau and Mazzell in the corner. And that one's picked up by Lindbergh and the Dutchman. Under the stick of Hatzianu, who goes down to into the Newman zone. Smith picks it up for the Knights. Smith into neutral ice, going to take it across the blue line by himself. And he'll lose that puck. Nobody's there to help him. Gutierrez and Smith up against the boards now. This one's taken back by Benchik. That one's dumped away by Helmer. And Kennedy being chased closely behind by Dono. And they'll both lose an edge, and it'll be picked up by King. King pass taken away by the Knights. And Inlow has it now over to Kennedy. Kennedy and Inlow. Pass, and it goes wide. Good opportunity again for the Knights. Ray takes a rip at it, blocked by King. There's another rip in front of the net that's saved by Lee. Good shot opportunity there for Roar, and it won't get in the back of the net. So 5:59 sits on the clock now. 22 shots for the Knights, 20 for the Dutchman. You're watching the Oswego State Hockey Classic, Oswego Night, or Oswego Hockey Night, whatever it is. I don't know. TOP10, you're watching it. You're watching the Oswego State Hockey Classic. Newman with a 2-1 advantage. Face off in the Lebanon Valley zone. Game for third place in the Classic. Lebanon Valley wins their own zone face-off. Freer has it now. He's going to dump it off the wall towards Benchik, and Ray's there too. The Dimmeline will pick it up for the Knights. Cross-ice pass. Over to Snyder. Snyder loses this one. Freer tries to pick it up, but it's taken away by Ray and the Knights. Newman now trying to get an offensive play going here. There's a rip from Croucher, but it goes wide. Steer gets it back in the corner. Lebanon Valley tries to get it back, but there's an errant pass picked up by Ray. Still on side, he takes a rip in front of the net. Saved by Lee. And Freer picks it back up for the Knights, and under the stick of a Knight, so they won't get it back. Benchik takes control, and Benchik's going to dump. Lebanon Valley will get a line change. Hoover, Foot, Lindbergh, and Dustin come on the ice for the Dutchman. Lindbergh pass over to Dustin. Try to get it on side. Hoover's going to dump it into the zone. And Miller now joins the Dutchman on the ice. Newman with control off the chest of Hoover in their offensive zone. He'll lose an edge and get hit hard. And we're going to get a penalty going against the Knights. But appears to be a boarding call against who is heading to the Cinnamon this time. It's going to be Donahoe. He'll take a seat in the penalty box. Not the boarding call, but yet a different call. So he'll head to the penalty box. And that gives Lebanon Valley a 2-minute power play with 4:51 to go. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here in WTOP 10. It took me a second, but I got there. So, less than 5 minutes on the clock. 2-minute power play for Lebanon Valley. Face off in the Newman zone. Newman tries to kill off yet another power play. Lebanon Valley looks to tie it up with a conversion on it. Scrum after the face-off, kept on sides by Blackwood. Blackwood's pass Gutierrez stolen away, and here's a one-on-one opportunity for the Knights. In front to Lee is a shot, and he scores! The Knights score shorthanded. It's Demetrio who finds the back of the net, and Newman extends their lead to 3-1. Shorthanded goal, and Lebanon Valley not only doesn't convert, but they get scored on. So Newman gets the shorthanded goal and extends their lead to 2. So it's back to a 2-goal lead for the Knights. Lebanon Valley finds himself in a deeper hole. We get a replay of it here. Nice move, 1-on-none. He gets behind Lee, top corner. Gets him on his glove side. So 4:38 now on the clock. A minute 47 remains in the power play. Lebanon Valley wins taking out their sail. Really need a goal here on the power play, but Newman will win the faceoff. Shorthanded again. They're going to dump it into Lebanon Valley's zone. Steer picks it up for the Dutchman, and they'll get moving offensively. Over to Croto. Croto, pass on the blue line, not onside yet. No offsides, picked up by Azard. Taken away again by the Dutchman. It's Dustin. Well, here comes Steer and the Dutchman now through the neutral zone. One-man advantage is Benchik. Benchik, cross-ice pass over to Hoover. Hoover, pass over to Croto. Croto back to Steer, back to Croto off the board. Croto down low to Hoover. Hoover pass in front, swing, and it's saved, and he'll freeze it. And a good opportunity in front, but I guess the puck bounced a little too much, and Hoover takes a shot at a Knight. He'll hit the ice, and I'm sure Hoover's taking a trip over to the bench. There's Patterson on the ground. So Hoover sends somebody to the ice, and he'll be heading to the sin bin. So Hoover lets his frustration get to the best of him, and he'll cost his team the power play. So now it's 4-on-4 for the next 58 seconds and a minute and 2 seconds of power play for Newman. Emotions high on both ends, but a mistake by Hoover to do that, and now leads to a power play for Newman, who just scored shorthanded. So now they're down 3-1, 4-on-4, and now have to go on the penalty kill for a minute and 2 seconds. Face-off Lebanon Valley zone won by the Dutchman. Steer has it now. Steer looks to get it going here. 49 seconds left of 4-on-4. Pass up to Croto. Croto gets into the neutral zone. Pass up to Dustin off the stick of Kennedy. And in neutral zone it goes. Here comes the Knights now with Smith. 2-on-1 opportunity. Smith takes a shot. He fakes the pass and takes a rip at it. And it doesn't get in there. Nice save there by Lee. So 3:22 remains now on the clock here in the second. 31 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. A minute and 2 seconds of a power play for the Knights. Newman University, 3-1 lead. Face-off in the Lebanon Valley zone. Demeline wins the face-off for Newman. Hatziano loses it. Smith takes a rip, but it's blocked. Too much traffic in front. It'll go off sides. It'll force Kennedy and the Knights to reset. Hatziano now with the puck. Pass up to Demeline. Back over. And he won't get much on it there for Smith. Smith pass to Hatziano. And Kennedy will lose that one. Benchik takes it back. Helmer now with the puck for Lebanon Valley. Loses it to Kennedy. Hatziano now with the puck's going to pass it up to Demeline. Demeline looks for a pass up against his own bench. And now the power play begins for Newman. 55 seconds left on the power play as they return to full strength, and Lebanon Valley shorthanded for the next 50 seconds. In low now with the puck, pass cross ice, over to Andrews. In low, puts it around the boards to Croucher. He's met by McDonald. Pass up to Andrews. Andrews down over to Demeline. Up top. Setting up a centering pass to Andrews, but he'll swing into too much traffic. Lee will lose an edge in net. Behind the net, it's Inlow. Inlow is going to pass this one up to Demetrio. And it gets behind Demetrio, so he'll chase it with Ray. 15 seconds remain on the power play for the Knights. 2 minutes remain here in the second. Newman now with a 3-1 two-goal advantage. 1 man advantage for the next 4 seconds. And that will kill off the power play. Lebanon Valley returns to full strength. Hoover comes back on the ice. And Lebanon Valley will limit the damage. This one's taken away again by the Knights, but it'll be taken back by the Dutchman. Miller now with the puck. Pass over to Hoover. He gets hit. And it's picked back up by Katz. Here's a ripper from Blackwood that won't go. Up against the boards, it's Donahoe who loses an edge, takes down a Dutchman with him. It's picked up by Lebanon Valley in the zone. Here comes Newman now through the neutral ice, and Blackwood chases with Donahoe. Blackwood going to dump this out of the zone, and it'll be chased by Mila. And they'll be frozen by Purdue as the player was coming a little bit too close for him. Contier was chasing close behind. So a minute and 2 seconds left here in the second. 24 shots for Newman, 3 in the back of the net. Lebanon Valley, 22 shots, 1 finds back of the net. So Newman with a 2-goal advantage. Second period, minute and 2 seconds remain. Oswego State Hockey Classic consolation third place game. Face off in the Newman zone. Face off won by Newman. 1 minute remains here in the second period of play. Helmer on the back wall fighting with Kennedy. Lebanon Valley comes away with it. It's Lindbergh who takes a rip and pass over towards it, but won't go. Foot goes for it now. Will take a hit up against the boards. Helmer will lose that one. Picked up again by the Knights. Lindbergh takes a rip, but it's too much traffic in front. Blocked off the chest of a defender. And a neutral ice it goes. Here comes Newman now. Patterson calls in front. There's a chance. Had too much traffic. Barely enough there. Helmer gets rid of it. Helmer will skate off. Lindbergh will chase. 17 seconds left on the clock. Pass up. Taken away by, Lebanon Valley will keep it. Davis takes a rip as he's hit. 6 seconds remain on the clock. In front of the net, Purdue gets rid of it. And that is going to expire the second period. Davis gets a stick on it finally. And that will end it. So Newman gets one more goal in the back of the net. They get a shorthanded goal. And the Knights go up 3-1. 24 shots for Newman College, 23 for Lebanon Valley. So more of the same this period overall. Lots of physicality, bit of chirping on each end. Newman will extend their lead by 1. So they're back to the 2-goal lead they had in the first minute of the game until Lebanon Valley got that power play goal. Shots very close again, 24 for the Newman University Knights and 23 for Lebanon Valley. So both teams, a competitive game, far from over, only a 2-goal advantage for Newman. A very bad juju in hockey to have a 2-goal lead. So we'll see what happens here in the last 20 minutes of hockey. But that's it for the second period. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego, the Oswego State Holiday Classic Edition, right here on WTOP 10. I'll see you after the intermission.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
And welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. Welcome back up to the Steve Levy Press Box. I'm Kane Gerard, providing you your play-by-play commentary for the consolation matchup and the championship matchup. And there's about 10 seconds until the puck drops for the third and final period of the consolation round. Newman leads 3-1 over Lebanon Valley, 24 shots for Newman University, and 23 shots for Lebanon Valley. So, comes down to one period. Newman has had Lebanon Valley's numbers. We take it down to the ice again for puck drop. Newman tries to hold on to keep their perfect record against them this year, and Lebanon Valley tries to take away a win. Newman wins the opening faceoff of the third and final period of the consolation match. Shot goes wide. Good opportunity there for Donahoe. In the corner, it's Croucher. Looking up against the boards is Patterson. Hatzianu keeps it on sides. Down low, Foot looks to take it back. Near side wall, Kennedy pokes it down towards the corner. Donahoe picks it back up. On the back pass, doesn't go over towards Patterson. Here's a rip and it's in! Demetrio finds him on the pad side and finds the back of the net. And Newman University takes the 4-1 lead over the Lebanon Valley Dutchmen. So now a 3-goal lead for the Knights. Lebanon Valley now in a 3-goal hole with 19:23 left to go. And similar to the first period of this match, Newman scores quick, very quick. There's a good ripper, finds the top corner on the pad side. So, Newman takes a 4-1 lead, 25 shots to 23. Lebanon Valley needs to get a goal quick here to start mounting a comeback. 4 goals to win, 3 goals to send it to OT. And McDonald picks it up near his own bench, and there's going to be a big hit up against the boards from Dimmeline with a stoppage of play. Cats slow to get up for the Knights. So we'll get a neutralized faceoff. Near the Newman zone, Croteau and Dimmeline skate in. Dimmeline wins the faceoff for Newman. Cats in the corner, chased by McDonald. McDonald looks to get it back, and it's picked up by Dimmeline. Dimmeline and Smith. Smith takes the puck now. Smith looks for a centering pass. Dimmeline, he's hit into the net, and a penalty coming. Looks to be a cross-check against Lebanon Valley. Should be against Contier here. As the net comes off of the post, so they'll put the goal back where it's supposed to be. And as I expected, it's going to be Contier heading to the bench and into the penalty box for Lebanon Valley. So Newman goes on the power play. They score in the first 30 seconds. They go up 4-1, and now they go on the power play. So a must-needed penalty kill for Lebanon Valley, and Newman can take a pretty commanding 4-goal lead with a goal here. With only a minute and 6 seconds in on this third period, Newman looks to be in full control, and we'll see if they can hold the control. So McDonald and Donahoe skate in for the Lebanon Valley zone faceoff as the refs fix the goal. Popped off its stake. Kind of need a goal to play hockey. Here we go. Faceoff won by Newman. Takes a rip towards the net, Donahoe, but it won't go. Rebounded by Newman, barely kept on sides there by Snyder. It's Smith with the puck. Centering pass, take a rip at it, but over towards Donahoe. Wasn't down in the area he needed to be. Donahoe looks to pass it back up to Adowitz. He'll keep it himself. Donahoe up against the boards. Gutierrez. Smith takes a rip, and that one's a glove save for the lead. Minute 30 left on the power play for the Newman University Knights. 18:24 left to go in the third. One-man advantage for the Knights, trying to extend their lead to 4 goals. Croucher has it, takes a rip at it, too much traffic, Steer blocks it. Here comes the Dutchman now, shorthanded. Miller loses that one to the corner, and they'll just kill some more time off the penalty. That one's picked up by Demetrio. And Demetrio takes it down, across the blue line. Demetrio skates around behind the net, looks for a pass, won't find it early yet. Guarded by Steer. Pass back over to Demetrio. Down low, it's Andrews. Takes a rip in front of the net. A pass and a shot doesn't go in. Good opportunity there for Newman. Just a whiff on the shot, so it won't get in the net. So 17:44 remains. 49 seconds left on the power play for the Knights. Demetrio takes it in a neutral zone. Cross ice pass over to Patterson. Patterson takes a rip and it's blocked. Too much traffic. McDonald gets it out of the zone. It'll be chased by Hadowitz. Followed closely behind by Benchik. Hadowitz takes it behind the net. 30 seconds remain on the power play. Over to McDonald off the wall. McDonald will pick it up for the Dutchman. He's going to put it back into the Newman zone. Hadowitz picks it up for the Knights. Hadowitz passes it up to Smith. Smith sits, pass, cross ice, over to Dimmeline. Dimmeline in the corner, looks for a pass off the wall to Smith. Smith will pick it up for the Knights. Smith hits it all over the blue line, so Hatzianu will pick it up for the Knights. Donahoe has it now. Donahoe just pushes it down towards Lee, who decides he'll freeze it. And Gibbons will come a little bit too close for comfort. They'll chirp at each other, and we'll move on to another faceoff. 4-1, Newman leads, 16:42 left to go. 28 shots for the Knights, 23 for Lebanon Valley. Again, Oswego State Hockey Classic consolation match, the third place game. Winner gets third, loser goes to fourth place in the tournament. Faceoff won by Newman. Bright in the corner tries to get it back. It's picked up by Helmer. Helmer's going to pass one up over the blue line, kept on side. And Lebanon Valley will regroup. They're back to full strength, so the power play expires. Davis tries to get it. There's a ripper for Mazzell, but it won't go. Andrews picks it up for Newman. Andrews back cross side. Here's a rip in front of the net. Won't go for Snyder. Andrews going to put it in front, but it's knocked down by Gutierrez before it even gets close enough. Davis tries to get it. Taken away by Mila. Down low, it's Gibbons. Gibbons gets it for the Knights. Gibbons up top. Puts it around the net. Snyder doesn't get a handle on it, so Mila will put it back around, picked up by Helmer. Davis' pass over the blue line. Here comes Newman now with a chance. It's Gibbons. And Gibbons resets offensively. Whiffs on that one. It gets laid out by Gutierrez. Mazzell takes it back for the Knights. Gets it over the blue line. Lebanon Valley's Gutierrez passes it over to Davis. Doesn't see it behind him, so Mila knocks it away. Bright picks it back up, and Davis chases it into the Newman zone. Davis looks for a pass. He'll swing and miss on that puck, so Dustin takes it back for Lebanon Valley. Sitley's going to pass it across the ice over to Miller. Miller into the corner. Off the wall, goes over towards Steer, but it's stolen away by the Knights. Cotron chases with Stitley. Behind the net, it's a 2-on-2 battle, and it comes away with Inlow. Inlow up to Katz. Katz down low in front, centering pass. Opportunity in front of the net, but he'll take it behind the net. Shot won't even be taken here. Roar up to Katz. Katz rip. It's saved by Lee. And we'll get a stoppage of play once again. And another penalty against the Dutchman, this time going against Miller. So Miller takes a seat now in the sin bin. Lebanon Valley not giving themselves many chances here with all the penalties. So Newman once again will go on the power play. Up 4-1, tries to make it a 4-goal advantage. And Newman can pretty much put the icing on this cake with another goal here. A 4-goal lead would be a pretty insurmountable one for Lebanon Valley to come back from. 32 shots, Newman, 23 for Lebanon Valley. Face off in the Dutchman zone. McDonald and Dimmeline skate in for the face-off. Blown dead. And Dimmeline skates out. McDonald will exit the circle, so it's Dimmeline. Taking the face-off against Steer. Dimmeline wins it. Newman has a chance now. Shot in front, saved by Lee. He'll take a glove save there. As the power play begins for Newman again, so a minute 56 left to go here in the power play. 14:44 left in the third period. Lebanon Valley zone face-off, won by Newman. Pass over to Donahoe. Donahoe takes a rip in front, saved. Hatziano takes a rip that doesn't go either. Blackwood picks up for Lebanon Valley and gets it out of the zone. Couple of good chances there for the Knights. Out of the net is Purdue, poking it around. Lebanon Valley here shorthanded, trying to make something happen and get a little bit more momentum back on their side. And Newman comes away with it, so here comes Donahoe. Donahoe's going to pass this one over to Dimmeline. Dimmeline around the back of the net, looks for a pass. He'll take Hatzianu open. Hatzianu takes the rip, too much traffic in front, and steers and dump it out of the zone. And we'll get a stoppage of play. Looks to be a high stick call on somebody here. And it's going to go against neither team. I don't know. I don't know what happened. To be frank with you, I don't know. So, still 5-on-4 hockey. Nothing changes. Still a power play for Newman. Faisal, Lebanon Valley zone. There's a rip from the Knights that don't go, and up into the netting it goes. Only a couple of seconds will roll off of the power play. So 1 minute 8 seconds now left on the power play. 13:56 left to go here in the third. Newman 4-1, 3-goal advantage. 36 shots for the Knights, 23 for the Dutchman. Battle of the eights in a face-off circle. Lebanon Valley wins that one. Newman with control of the puck up in the back corner, far side. He's going to dump this one around. Over to Croucher. Croucher pass, slapper from the Knights, won't go. Croucher gets back the rebound. And that one will go off sides. Lebanon Valley forces Newman to reset, and that's blown dead. Oh, good penalty kill so far from the Dutchman, trying to avoid any more damage. Look at a couple of players off the ice and some new legs on. McDonald, Benchik, Bright, and Gutierrez on the ice for the Dutchman. Neutral zone face-off near the Lebanon Valley zone. 46 seconds left on the power play. Won by the Knights. Over to Croucher. Croucher in the corner, loses that one. Bright goes pick it up. Gutierrez, who almost loses an edge on that one. Picked up by Andrews for Newman. And under the stick it goes of Ray. Ray's going to pass this one up to Demetrio. And McDonald with a chance now, 1-on-none, and he won't get it as he's taken away by Demetrio. Here comes Croucher now. Demetrio close behind. Croucher makes a move up against the boards. Pass it over to Smith, goes wide, and it's knocked out of the zone by McDonald. 8 seconds remain on the power play for Newman. Lebanon Valley trying to kill off one more penalty here. And they will as Lebanon Valley returns to full strength. Newman won't convert on the power play, but here comes Gibbons, cross-ice pass over to Demetrio, who's heading to the bench. Here comes Lebanon Valley now with a good shot, and it goes wide, won't go for Benchik. There's another rip from Dustin that doesn't go. And try to be kept on side there by Lindbergh. He'll lose an edge up against the wall with Mazzell. Picked up by Newman, it's Patterson. Pass, cross ice. And that goes all the way down to Lebanon Valley's zone. Steer picks it up. Over to Lindbergh. Lindbergh pass to Hoover goes wide. Newman calls to the ice and they won't get it. Hoover chases. Hoover and Katz and Gibbons fighting for it. Comes out for the Dutchman. And that one goes way up in the stands off the stick of Gibbons. So I'll reset again. 11:58 left to go here in the third. Newman 4, Lebanon Valley 1. Again, this game for the third place matchup, or the consolation match of the Oswego State Hockey Classic. Game coming up after this is going to be the winners of yesterday's matchups. Oswego State taking on the Alvernia Golden Wolves for the Oswego State Hockey Classic championship game for first place in this winter tournament. Newman wins the face-off in their own zone. He'll make a move. It's Katz with the puck. Benchik guards closely. He'll win the battle, but Katz will chase it back into his own zone's corner. Around the wall it goes. Over to Rohr. Rohr loses that one. Here comes Freer now. Freer takes a rip into the glove of Purdue, and a save for Newman. 11:36 left on the clock for the Dutchman to mount a comeback, and Newman tries to hold on to their lead and take third place and come out of here with a win. Newman has had the number Lebanon Valley in recent times, excluding the overtime shootout victory by the Dutchman. Face-off won by Lebanon Valley. Hatzianu has it now. Picked up by Benchik. Centering pass over to Stitley. Stitley takes a rip and it's saved by Purdue. 11:24 left on the clock. 37 shots for Newman, 25 Lebanon Valley. That difference being close the last two periods is now a 12-shot difference in advantage for the Knights. In skates in Dimmeline, who loses the face-off to Helmer. Hatzianu has it now, gets it past Helmer over to Kennedy. And Kennedy's going to pass this one up to Demetrio. Here comes opportunity now, 2-on-2. Here's a rip towards the net, it won't go. Good shot from Dimmeline. Up to Kennedy. He'll take a rip of his own, and it lands on top of the net. Off the glove of Lee, and that was a close one. Skips off the glove of Lee, almost gets in the back of the net, but lucky enough for him, it skipped the right direction, and it goes over the net, not in the net. So no goal for Newman. 11:04 remains. Alvernia and Oswego State running around the arena, warming up for their game. Starts at 4 o'clock. Pre-game show starts at 3:50 right here on WTOP 10 for the championship of the Oswego State Hockey Classic for 2025. We thank you for joining us for Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10. Face-off won by Newman. Kennedy picks up the puck. Cross-ice pass to Hatzianu under his stick. Back up to Hatzianu. Hatzianu to Kennedy. Kennedy back over to Donahoe. He'll take a rip. It's blocked by King. Out of the zone it goes. Hatzianu picks it up. And he's going to dump this one away. Picked up by Steer. Steer over to Davis. Davis's pass goes wide, taken back by Kennedy and the Knights. And Kennedy's going to dump this away into Lebanon Valley zone. They'll get off the ice and they'll make a quick change. Out comes Mila for the Knights. Here comes King now for the Dutchman. King makes a move, puts it in front, nobody's there, and Purdue will just freeze this one. And some more pushing and shoving in front, of course. And Demetrio and Contier just going at it in front of the net here. Barking at each other. Again, these two teams just don't seem to like each other. But Newman having the advantage in this one. So both players will head to the penalty box. It's Jackson heading to the bench for the Dutchman, and Demetrio heads to the bench for Newman. So those two will spend their time in the penalty box. They'll take their time out and think about why they shouldn't fight. Irregardless, for everybody watching at home, they'll put their names up on the board for the penalty. It'll be a one-man advantage for Lebanon Valley since Demetrio initiated the fight. So Lebanon Valley goes on the power play, 10:23 to go, 2 minutes on the clock. Newman, one man short in their zone. Lebanon Valley wins the face-off. Steer over to Croto. Croto back to Steer. Steer, pass. Back over to Steer. Steer over to Croto, takes a rip, it goes wide. No good. Dustin picks it up for the Dutchman. Back over to Steer, who loses it, and they're going to dump it out of the zone. Minute 39 remains. Lee comes out of net, passes it all the way up to Hoover, tries to catch them on the change, but it doesn't work out. Croucher tries to steal it away. Dustin will get tripped and fall, so he'll pick it up for Lebanon Valley. And that one's poked away. Croucher playing some tight defense, knocks Steer into his own bench, and Croucher takes a hit of his own. Snyder chases behind, but Benchik gets it back for the Dutchman. Benchik through the neutral zone. Minute 10 remains on the power play. Hoover has it now. Hoover, cross-ice pass. What a Croto takes the rip, blocked by Dimmeline. Down low, it's Dustin fighting for it. Behind the net, picked up by Snyder for Newman. He'll dump it out of the zone, kept onside by Steer. Steer takes it in front of the net with an opportunity for Benchik, won't go. Steer gets it back. He'll take a pass over, and it's blocked by Mila. Benchik picks it back up in the corner for Lebanon Valley. 39 seconds left in the power play. Steer has it. He'll take a rip in front, too much traffic. And Mila looks to get out of the zone. Steer once again keeps it onside for the Dutchman. Pass in front to Hoover. He'll take a shot, and he scores! It's Miller for the Dutchman who finds the back of the net, and it's 4-2 Newman now. Lebanon Valley cuts the lead to 2 goals with 8:47 left to go, and they'll convert on the power play when Demetrio initiated the fight. Him and Jackson watched from the sin bin. So Miller scores for the Dutchman on the power play. So it'll be 2-4. Newman keeps the lead, but now cut down to 2. With 8:47 left to go. Lebanon Valley gets a much-needed goal. And now we have a game on our hands. With it being a fight, the power play does not actually end. So now it's an advantage for Newman. This one goes up past foot through the neutral zone. Power play take off the clock, so it does expire. Both Demetrio and Jackson watch on from their penalty boxes. Mazzell in front of the net gets the puck back. He'll take a rip at it, but he'll miss on that one. Atziano gets it around the boards. It goes over to Foot for Lebanon Valley. That goes on to the stick of Knight, and it's taken back by Andrews. And Andrews tries to get it around the boards. It's taken back by the Dutchman. 2-4, Dutchman down by 2 goals. Up to Davis. It goes under his stick and wide. Katz will chase with a Zard, and that'll be blown dead. So 8:01 remains on the clock. Jackson exits his sin bin, and he'll head to the bench. Demetrio still hanging out in the penalty box for himself. 8:01 left on the clock. 2-goal deficit for the Dutchman. They finally get one in the back of the net. First one since the first period. Both goals on a power play. Face-off in the Dutchman zone. Won by the Knights. It's over to Katz. Katz takes a rip in front, but it's saved. Won't go. In the corner. Lebanon Valley tries to get it back. Davis will chase, but he's followed behind by Katz. Katz pokes away over to Dono. Back over to Katz. Katz puts it in front. There's a rip, and it's off the post. No good. Azard has it now around the back of the net. It goes over to Patterson. Azard gets laid out by Contier. And Davis picks it up for the Dutchman. Davis against Katz. Over to Contier, takes a rip, but it won't go. Wide of the net, Croteau picks it up. Croteau defended by Donahoe. Contier joins him. He'll take a tumble into the wall. And Gutierrez picks it up, but it's taken away again by Newman. And we're going to get a delayed penalty, and it's going to be called against Newman. So Demetrio gets a front in the sin bin. It's Donahoe for the hit. He'll head to the penalty box. So Donahoe, Demetrio hang out in the penalty box, and Lebanon Valley once again goes on the power play. So Lebanon Valley with a good chance to take it down to a 1-goal advantage for Newman. Lebanon Valley, again, both goals coming the way of a power play conversion. So good opportunity for them. Hoover skates in for the faceoff. Lebanon Valley loses the faceoff. Under the stick of Dustin, all the way back to Lee. Minute 50 left on the clock for the Lebanon Valley advantage. Steer's going to pass this one over to Blackwood. Blackwood heavily defended. Good penalty kill there. Atziano gets it out of the zone, forces them to reset. Steer takes it in the zone. Steer passes it back to Croteau. Croteau cross-ice pass. He'll take a rip, and it's blocked. I got too much traffic in front there for Dustin. Over to Steer. Back to Croteau, takes a rip in front. Good opportunity, but it's saved by Purdue. He'll freeze it, and we'll get a stoppage. So minute 17 remains now on the power play. 6:23 left in the game. Lebanon Valley, 2 goals to Newman's 4. Lebanon Valley, both goals on the power play. Trying to pick up one more and make it a 1-goal game late in the third. Now it's just Donahoe in the box. His friend Demetrio left him. Dustin, pass over to Steer. Steer over to Croteau. Back to Steer. Here's a rip, and it goes wide, and it's no good. Hoover in front of the net. He gets lit up by 2 Knights. And Lebanon Valley may not want to hit him late. Already in the disadvantage. Don't want to go down by 2 men. Good call to let that one just play out. So 6:11 left in the clock, minute and 5 on the power play. Croteau and Demetrio skate in. Battle of the eights in the faceoff. Croteau wins it. Steer has it now. Steer over to Croteau. Back to Steer. Steer down low over to Benchik. Benchik keeps it himself. Pass blocked. Steer takes it back over to Croteau. Croteau takes a rip at it himself into the chest of Purdue, and he'll save it. So 47 seconds remaining on the clock. as Hoover takes a tumble after the play. So, Lebanon Valley with a good chance here again, 47 seconds. Good penalty kill by the Newman Knights. 5:53 remain in the game. Face-off won by the Dutchman. Blackwood with it now is going to pass it over to Freer. Freer takes a rip glove save, Purdue. Solid goalie play, and you'll hear it from his bench as well. Purdue having a good game. He's faced 32 shots, only allowing 2 by. But a great game as well for Lee. 37 shots, Guts only let 4 get by. Blackwood with it now. In the corner. Round the boards it goes. Pass up to Gutierrez. Gutierrez takes a shot, bounced off his pad. And Elmer takes a shot, but it won't go either. And Miller in the corner, guarded tightly by Izzard. Helmer passes over to Freer. Freer keeps it himself. Gutierrez calls for a pass. He'll take a rip at it, and it goes wide. And out of the zone it goes. Freer to chase. And that will kill the penalty. So Lebanon Valley won't convert on that power play as Newman returns to full strength. In front, it's Helmer with a chance. He'll turn around and take a shot at it. Too much traffic in front. Over to Blackwood. He fakes the rip. He'll bounce off the leg of a defender. Back over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez looks for the puck. It goes off the back wall. Picked up by Davis. Davis over to Blackwood. And off the board it goes. Picked up by the Knights. And the Knights finally get it out of their zone. 4:30 to go in the third. One-on-one chance, but it's knocked away by Lee, so they'll end that opportunity. In front, he scores! Didn't even see that one coming. It's Smith who gets it in the 5-hole, and Lee poked it away, didn't get back in time, and he lets one get through. Newman extends their lead back to 3. It's 5-3, 5-2 Knights. 4:24 left to go. And what a play that was. I want to get a replay of that one. He found the 5-hole. Good opportunity. Just didn't even see it coming on the rebound. So, Newman takes back their 3-goal advantage. 4:24 left to go. Lebanon Valley needing a quick goal to bring themselves back into this one. Don't convert on the power play. Newman gets back to full strength. They score. 4:18 remains in the game. Lee comes out of net. Might want to get back. Last time that happened, they scored, so let's get back in the net there. Up on the near side boards, they fight for it. Mila gets it in the neutral ice. That one shot down to Lebanon's zone. Davis picks it up for the Dutchman. Mila gets hit into the penalty box. Foot picks it up for the Dutchman. On the board it goes into Newman's zone. Ray loses it under his stick. And it's back onto a Knight stick. Here comes Cotron now. Slows it down, pass cross ice. Opportunity in front, he'll take a rip and it's blocked. Ray had a good shot there. Back to Cotron. He'll take a rip and it gets saved by Lee. Mila passing it back over to Ray. Ray back to Mila. Mila. Pass over to Roar. Back in the neutral zone it goes. 3 minutes 19 remain. Back corner, Lebanon Valley zone, 3:15 remains. Up to Davis. But Kennedy takes it back. Mazzell as Davis loses an edge. Lebanon Valley zone it goes. Lindbergh being chased by Mazzell. He'll take a hit up against the board, and Mazzell takes the brunt of that one. Gibbons keeps it in neutral zone, gets it back to Lebanon Valley zone. The Dutchmen get it back. Back into the Newman zone it goes. Gibbons the chase. Over to Kennedy. Kennedy dumps that one into neutral ice. Steer picks it up. He'll get it back in his own zone. Chased by Andrews. Andrews takes it for the Knights. Andrews tries to wrap it around with a pass. He'll get it back. Up to Kennedy. Kept on side. Hatzianu back to Andrews. Andrews looks for a shot in front. Back to Kennedy. Pass back to Andrews. Andrews takes the rip. It goes off the pad of Lee. No good. Hatzianu barely keeps it on side, and he gets lit up on his own bench by Contier. A couple of big hits here in his third period. And Stitley in the corner, fighting with Moselle for the puck. Lebanon Valley gets it back with Croteau. Croteau chases, but he's met by Katz, who knocks it back in the Lebanon zone. Lee comes out of net. Stitley's going to pass over to Steer. Steer's going to pass this one up to Dustin. Dustin chases with Hoover. This one's picked up by Mazzell again. And Azar to lose that one. Gutierrez takes it back for Lebanon Valley. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go in this one. And it goes into an icing call in the Newman zone. A lot of words today. So, minute 37 left. Newman with the 5-2 lead, 3-goal advantage. They look at a replay there of a big hit up against the boards. It's been a very physical game. Again, two interconference rivals. It's kind of what you expect. But a holiday tournament, not counting against their conference records by any means, but still two teams that see each other twice already this year. I'm sure there's some heated blood, especially the last game ending in a shootout. So Lebanon Valley wins the faceoff. It's chased closely by Cotron. Gutierrez tries to get it back in the corner from Cotron. It's passed up in front of the net. There's a rip in front, too much traffic. Won't go for Roar. Taken back by Hoover. Hoover guarded by Katz. Hoover picks it back up against the boards. Katz knocks it away from him. Miller gets it. He'll dump it into the corner. Minute and 9 seconds left to go. He'll get hit up against the boards in the corner. Dustin with a big hit. Hoover gets it back. Hoover sets it in front. Turn around backhand shot from Miller. There's a rip from Hoover in front, but it's knocked away by Roar. Good defensive stop by Newman to shut down a chance. There's a big hit up against the boards to Hoover. Gutierrez sets up on offense. 48 seconds left to go in this one. Andrews takes it away for Newman. He'll put it back in neutral ice, forcing the reset. Bright is going to knock it down into the Newman zone. Newman University, 3-goal lead. Izzard and Andrews for Newman, trying to get it back. It goes over to Mazzell. Mazzell gets hit in the back. Bright picks it up. 26 seconds remain on the clock. Andrews takes it back for Newman. Over to Bright, and Benchik will pick it up. Chased by Mazzell is Benchik. Behind the net, Gutierrez picks it up. 12 seconds left on the clock. And behind the net, Newman picks it back up. Chased by Freer, it's Andrews. And Mazzell will chase it down with Steer as there's 1 second left. And time has expired in this one. The Newman University Knights topple the Lebanon Valley Dutchmen, and they'll take third place in the Oswego State Hockey Classic. They'll win the consolation game, and Lebanon Valley falls to 0-2 in the tournament. So the Dutchmen lose 5-2. They'll go 0-2 in the tournament, while Newman University, they'll pick up a win, 5-2. They'll win by 3 goals. After a pair of power plays, Lebanon Valley, they turned the shot differential from 36 to 39. Newman still wins the advantage. So Newman takes their second win of the year over the Dutchmen. Dutchmen unable to pick up a regular time win over Newman this year. So third place is Newman University, and fourth place would be the Lebanon Valley Dutchmen. So coming up after this one at 3:50, we'll start a quick pregame show with yours truly again. It'll be Oswego State taking on the Alvernia Golden Wolves. Game for first place, the championship game of the Oswego State Classic. As you mentioned, last year, Oswego State unable to make it to their own championship game in their home tournament for the Holiday Classic, falling to Stevenson and Cortland. Alvernia has not been in the depth for quite a while, playing Oswego, of course. They played yesterday, but did not play Oswego in the past couple of years. Oh, hi, Carter. Bye, Carter. So a quick post-game show between me and my friend Carter, apparently, over here. Newman wins 5-2 over Lebanon Valley Dutchmen. That's going to be all we have for this one. Newman University, they'll take third place over Lebanon Valley with a 5-2 victory. Stick around. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll go off this stream. We'll see you on the next one. Oswego State taking on Alvernia for the first place game. You watch Hockey Night in Oswego, Oswego State Holiday Classic Edition right here on WTOP 10.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.